I invite you to come along with us on our trip deep into the Arizona Strip, where the roads are rough, the views at the north rim of the Grand Canyon are spectacular, and unlike the south rim, there are no buses loaded with tourists. In fact, there are hardly any people at all. We are just leaving our campsite near the top of Mount Logan, right at the edge of the wilderness area. We hiked to the top of the mountain a couple times, wasn't very far. Beautiful view. Now we are headed to some historic sites. After that, we'll go over to the Toroweap area and spend the night at the Toroweap Overlook. Our Mount Logan campsite was at 6,500 feet and got a little chilly last night. It was 41 degrees in the van when I woke up, and tonight we'll be down at about 3,000 feet at Toroweap, so it should be quite a bit warmer. Well, I love coming around the corner and finding beautiful views. We've got about 22 miles to Toroweap, and someplace in here we're going to stop and look at some petroglyphs. The hike to the Nampaweek petroglyphs is about 1.5 miles round trip. The petroglyphs are located in several locations in the canyon, so you have to do some searching to find them. We are leaving the area of the petroglyphs. I wonder if today's graffiti will have the same status and mystique in the future as petroglyphs do today.
Traffic coming. Traffic on its way.
Grand Canyon National Park, Toroweap area. Nice broad green valley. Motorcycle coming at us. +2. They pulled over. Said it before and I'll say it again, I'm really enjoying the views. The Toroweap campground in the Grand Canyon National Park is about 60 miles from the nearest town. You need to have a permit to camp in one of the 9 campsites.
This is the largest area, and
But we can move it around.
I have the permit for this site. You'll need a permit for this site.
So I need to move, I need to be over here, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well.
We are at Toroweap Overlook. A mile-long hike from the campground brings you to the Toroweap Overlook with its 3,000-foot vertical drop to the river below. This is also the narrowest and deepest section of the canyon.
How much water comes out at the end down here by the river, I don't know, but I don't see anything that indicates that there's water.
Lava Falls is downstream of the overlook and is the largest rapids on the Colorado River. This is day 10. We are leaving the Toroweap campground. Just beautiful area. The road into Toroweap is narrows in spots and is limited to vehicles under 22 foot in length.
One word in it that says trailer.
Coming up to an old ranch. Chuck, Charles, and Bruce are headed into Fredonia for a supplies run. And Miner, Kurt, and I are headed to our campsite at Kanab Point tonight.
And on main road, and I'm coming up on a grader that's coming towards us.
Copy that, staying on main road, grader coming at us.
Slowing down a bit since we're coming up to our right turn.
Copy that, slowing down a bit.
He wants to try to make a phone call. This is probably the best place.
Oh yeah, I see that. We've got cell service.
You guys might be on a rise, and I'm down at a low, so I just lost it. But we can go a little further past the intersection to the next hill. So here's our right turn I'm passing right now, but yeah, let's stay on the main road towards Fredonia up to this next hill.
We did find cell service at the third hill and checked in with our loved ones to let them know that all was well. They were glad to hear from us. We are headed for Kanab Creek. See if we can get to one of the overlooks on it.
Right at the Y, right at the Y.
Just folded my driver's side mirror in. Make the van a little bit narrower. Tight little road, only because of the trees.
There's a lot of low overhead trees. If you want, I can make room for you to ride with me.
Well, let me see how we do here.
Stay right at the Y. This is the left out at the end. I don't know if the view's going to be better left or right, but left gets closer to the canyon. Hold on a second there, Larry. It's getting real steep here. That's just shooting down the hill. I don't know, you might want to take a look at it to see if you want to do that. I also got to the spur to the right and see what we can see from there. It's real short.
Yeah, I think I'll go to the right.
Larry, you want me to go first and check it out? I'll go ahead and check this one out and then meet you guys on that one.
Alright, so we are at one of the overlooks on Kanab Creek. As we were walking around looking for a better view down Chamberlain Canyon to Jump Up Point, we came across two desert dwellers, a horny toad and a tarantula. We met up with Charlie and Chuck. They left Bruce behind because Bruce was making a bunch of phone calls. And right now we are on our way out to Kanab Point, where we're going to camp tonight.
There's some firewood here at a fire pit. Does somebody have room to stick some firewood in the truck? Yeah, I can get a little bit.
Yeah, I can too.
Don't bother. It says no fires or charcoal grills past this point.
Well, we're getting closer to Kanab Point and see where the Kanab Creek Canyon is. As one of the guys in the group said, it looks like whoever cut this road in went around every single tree and didn't knock any of them over to get the road in. It's just like a pile of spaghetti. We are getting very close to Kanab Point. Starting to get some good views. We made it to Kanab Point. The view is gorgeous. And we are heading down to the campsite. So this is my view out the front window for tonight. And we'll pan over to the left a little bit. Not too bad. Well, I thought that was going to be my view for tonight, but we shuffled the vehicles around, and this is now my view. And here's our campsite, just out on a little point at Kanab.
Come on.
I'm stuck in a...
Long neck.
You're going to try to make us look small next to that big old canyon.
Kanab Point. Absolutely great
Just
view.
want to get close to the course. Next layer down.
Yep.
Very distinct there. So I think the one above is not Do you know anything about geology, Kurt?
Only a little.
The dark red and then the line, and the next one is called the Navajo rim or ring or.
Oh yeah, they have names for every.
Yeah, right. Every level. You know, seriously, it's you.
Yeah, but we spend time out in the wilderness after a while and we stink.
Well, there's that. There is that.
Good morning, it's day 11. It is Thursday, October 3rd, I believe. Totally lost track of days. We're still at Kanab Point, and it's a little smoky this morning from the Ike's fire. The group has officially broken up, not to rejoin until the next trip. Charles and I are headed north to Kanab and then on to Wire Pass, a slot canyon, to do some hiking. And we'll spend the night up there. Chuck, Bruce, Miner, and Kurt are going to stay out here on the North Rim, go to SB Point, and then go also to Whitmore Canyon because Bruce, Kurt, and Miner didn't get to see that. Well, we're back on pretty much the main road, cruising back up to Kanab. Weather has been perfect this whole trip. I don't know what this vegetation is on the sides of the road that's blooming in purple. It's pretty purple, but it's like this vegetation is only growing in the road, not growing out in where the sagebrush is. It must be that the road is the only place you can get enough sunlight and water, possibly. So my first set of power lines since we left Mesquite 11 days ago. Going to have to find out what the cliffs those are. I thought they were the Vermilion, but they're not. Apparently the Vermilion is more to the east. Well, looks like the dirt's about to end. And the odometer says 711.4 miles of dirt. That's a lot of back road. Time to air up the tires, get out and stretch a bit, and we'll be all set. Okay, tires are all aired up, and we're back on pavement, headed for Fredonia. And it's interesting driving on pavement after doing roughly 700 miles on dirt. Van has a totally different feel. Well, we're now in Utah, Kanab, Utah to be exact. We turned off of 89A onto the side road, the Wire Pass trailhead. We are almost there. We're just starting up Wire Pass Wash. It's late afternoon. It's about a 1.7 mile one-way trip, and supposedly there's a beautiful slot canyon up here. Now we're getting to the slot canyon. Now we're getting to the real thing. The earliest one was a tease.
Oh man, you could get glowing. Oh, where the light shines on you? You're glowing, literally. Coyote Canyon, or what do they call it? Yep, there's that page.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Have you done that?
No, I haven't.
Oh my god. It's worth it. It's definitely, I think it's like 30, 35 bucks. Let's go to the day.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I'm sure the wave is impressive.
This ain't bad either.
But this ain't bad either, that's right. Nice slot canyon.
I don't know, I don't see the point of going back through here. I'm trying to get back down there without killing myself. Are they kissing?
Could be.
Kind of,
Preening, maybe.
yeah. Preening?
Preening.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I don't know how that can happen.
This is the view from our campsite at State Line Campground. The campground sits directly on the border between Arizona and Utah. Good morning. This is day 12. Charles left around 7 a.m. Utah time, 6 a.m. Arizona time. Beautiful little valley up ahead. You can see the road winding through it. I am back on 89, headed for Cottonwood Canyon. It is the beautiful canyon we're going through here. Okay, we are on Cottonwood Canyon Road. 46 miles to Canyonville. GPS signal inconsistent with actual road conditions. That'll be fun. Whoa! Nice view. Rough road, but beautiful views. Looks like there's water in Cottonwood Creek. Oh, this is cool. Road just hugs the cliffs. I'm poking along at about 10 miles an hour. 20 on a really good stretch. Now that's a funny sign. Well, those spires are interesting. Man, just takes your breath away. Turned off the Cottonwood Road and to a side road to, I think it's Grosvenor's Arch. Grosvenor Arch is a unique sandstone double arch located within Grand Staircase Escalante National Monument in Utah. Should almost be to Kodachrome Basin State Park. I spotted a couple possible campsites if the state park is full. Colors are just fantastic and varied. Amazing number of pinks. Kodachrome Basin State Park was named after the color slide film produced by Eastman Kodak Company. The sandstone in the basin, like the film, has deep, rich colors and contrasts that pop. Well, it worked out that I got a campground here at Kodachrome after all, even though they said they were full. So I was talking to the guy. He says, well, I can put you in the group site if you're camping in your van. I said, that'd be perfect. There are 70 monolithic sedimentary spires or pipes ranging in height from 6 feet to 170 feet that dominate the skyline and seem to stand guard over the park. There is no clear understanding of how the pipes were formed. Angel's Palace Trail is one of the 5 hiking trails in the park. The 1.5 mile long trail rises 150 feet above the basin floor and provides a commanding view of the park and the surrounding area. There are several areas along the trail where you can get up close to the 180 million year old rock layers, spires, and hoodoos. Good morning. It's about 10 a.m. on Saturday, October 5th, and I am starting my 3-day journey home. My route will take me from Kodachrome Basin State Park through Bryce Canyon National Park, Dixon National Forest, and Red Canyon, then on to Interstate 15. Then north through Salt Lake, where I'll spend the night with friends. Tomorrow I will camp on the Snake River in Oregon before arriving home the following day. Thank you for joining me on this adventure. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. I invite you to click the subscribe button and also click the bell to be notified of future videos.